Hello and welcome to another STEM in a Box instructional video. Today we're going to be having a look at how to program the mBot with Google Blockly inside the mBot app on the iPad, and we're also going to take a look at some of the other apps. Okay, first thing is you're going to need a fresh copy of the firmware, mBlock firmware, and that can only be put on the robot either through Windows mBlock or the Mac mBlock. You can't over-the-air program put up the firmware from the iPad or the Android directly. So first thing is just make sure the mBot is turned on. USB cable, battery should be charged. You're going to need the Bluetooth module inserted. Now we're going to go to mBlock and connect serial port COM5, make sure you have the mBot selected and upgrade the firmware. So this is putting basically, it's not an empty program, it's actually a program that interprets the commands that will be coming from the apps on the phones, on the iPads. Great, so that's done, and so now we can close that. So that's stage one. So the robot is ready with some fresh firmware to interact with the apps. Now we're not going to need the USB cable anymore. Take that out. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing here is what we're going to do just now is we're going to just take you a quick overview of what apps are available for the mBlock. Before we can program the mBot through any of the apps on the iPad or the Androids, before we can start using the mBot with the apps, what we need to be aware of is what inputs and outputs are connected to what pins and ports. So what's your hardware configuration? So if you don't already have that, that's listed on the STEM Academy site, so you need to go to the robotics. You need to go to mBot, because I'm demonstrating the mBot at the moment, but this is, and then you'll need to go down to the mBot that you have. The most common, you'll know which one you have, the most common one that is out there is this fully upgraded mBot on the side here. And in that case, and that's the one that I'll be demonstrating today, and that is having an LED matrix on port 1. You've got two claws on port 2, slot 1 and 2. You've got an ultrasonic sensor on port 3. You have the full colour digital LEDs on port 4, slot 1, and the light sensor on port 4, slot 2. So that's a lot of hardware. That's the most that you can fit on the little mBot there. But you need to know what those pin and port numbers are so that you know what to put into the apps. Great, so you're going to have to print that out, stick it on the wall,